but it's to the east, south, and southwest where we're seeing these intensifying thunderstorms. We don't have any warnings on them right now, but the storms as they move further south and east could become severe. Right now, a lot of these are given what we call special weather statements, where it may not reach that warning criteria of 60-mile-per-hour winds, but we still have some gusts to about 40 miles per hour. And that is enough when you have soggy ground to down some trees. There's also a little bit of an enhanced threat that some of these could show some signs of rotation. So that's another facet of this radar data that we're looking through as we get new scans in every couple of minutes. Where we're seeing the storms in the inner metro right now are kind of on the south and eastern side of town. So one heavy thunderstorm here stretching throughout Fulton County and also DeKalb County, and then another thunderstorm right between Conyers and Covington along I-20. So that has some lightning, some heavy rainfall with it. We'll zoom into this one in the perimeter, just about getting to Zoo Atlanta, East Atlanta as well, and then anywhere from kind of Druid Hills Road, North Druid Hills Road down to Belvedere Park. We've got a lot of that heavy rain, and it's the leading edge of this where some of those wind gusts could be a little bit stronger. That heavy rain is just east of the downtown connector, and you can see on the eastern side of your screen right now, that's our live weather impact tracker camera, which is where Liza Lucas is heading out, driving through the downtown connector right now. She's passing kind of Georgia Tech, it looks like. She just passed North Avenue, coming off of that exit to get off to Centennial Olympic Park, and she's about to head towards that kind of Grady curve in a couple of minutes in the I-20 corridor. So she's heading into more of that heavy rainfall. But where we expect the strongest winds with this is through DeKalb County and also Gwinnett County. We'll take that vantage point out further to the east through Gwinnett County, also out towards Walton County and Monroe County. And you can see heavy thunderstorm here between Monroe and Campton, and also out into Barrow County here and Oconee County. A lot of heavy rain and enhanced lightning strikes there over Watkinsville. That's moving southeast in towards Elder, in towards Botswick as well. And then, no warnings on these, but as these storms pulse up, we certainly could see those wind threats increasing over a matter of 10 minutes or so in some of these cells. Let's go to the south. Okay, we've zoomed into the east. Let me take my radar back out to the south. You can see through our southern suburbs, 675, 75 split in through Stockbridge and down into Henry County. We see the rain increasing as well. Little pocket of heavier rain over Stockbridge. Luckily, no lightning on this. Remember yesterday at 3:30 in the afternoon or so, we had an EF2 tornado touchdown right in here. So there's a lot of damage that is just now beginning to be picked up or sorted through today. Let's go further south and west. Corner of Fayette County, western Spalding County, and also eastern Coweta County. Here's another thunderstorm right over Haralson, not Haralson County, but Haralson the city, southeast of Sonoy. That's moving southeast into Pike County. So that'll be moving in towards Zebulon here. And again, these kind of have special weather statements on them, but we don't have. Let's see if we can get back to live VMix. There we go. We don't have the same severe thunderstorm warning criteria met quite yet. These are still just special weather statements on these thunderstorms. Also some of that heavy rain through Luthersville, northern Meriwether County, and LaGrange and central Troup County. Some heavy rain pushing in there, and then back to the south and west in Alabama, we're watching some of those. In advance of where we have kind of this broken line of storms, there's more of these discrete cells, so to speak, where they're by themselves, and these will produce heavy rain, produce lightning, and sometimes when we get these little cells ahead of the main line, we'll watch them for a little bit of rotation. Haven't seen much of that in these so far today, but that's something that we'll keep our eye on as we head into the afternoon. So storms are racing to the east, southeast, and we've got another couple of hours to go of turbulent weather before things start to improve. And speaking of turbulent weather, a ground stop was issued at the airport at 1 o'clock today for incoming flights. So if you have somebody who's trying to fly back into Atlanta for the weekend, they currently are probably not allowed to take off. They probably delayed So we had a ground stop for incoming flights, and at times we saw kind of a pause in those outgoing flights as well. We remain in a severe thunderstorm watch. This runs until 8 o'clock this evening, but will likely be canceled earlier than that because the severe threat will be coming to an end. You can see our severe weather outlook for today. Level 2 risk south and east of Atlanta and inside Atlanta, and then where the storms will get their strongest, that's probably across southeastern Georgia, Augusta, down to Savannah, and that's where there is a level 3 risk of severe weather. So we'll be watching out for damaging winds, heavy rainfall, and there's also that very low end chance that we could see a tornado, brief spin up tornado, or some hail. And with these strong winds today, I've talked about it a couple of times, but I want to show you again, it's been a really wet May. Look at our statistics. We've had almost 7 inches of rain, more than double what's considered normal for this month. So we've had a lot of rain. The ground is saturated, and this brings 2 components into today's forecast. Number 1, the ground cannot absorb the water. So we end up with standing water, ponding water on the roadways a lot easier than if we had drier ground. We introduce more heavy rain on top of soggy ground. It doesn't absorb the water as quickly. So we end up with these street flooding issues. And then number 2, that means that storms coming in with strong wind gusts, even if they're not severe criteria, can down some trees by the root system a lot easier. So winds, the main threat today. That's, you can see on this breakdown of what of our severe threats today: an elevated risk of wind damage, low risk of hail, and a very low chance of a brief spin-up tornado. So we're watching all of those for you. Let's go through a forecast track just to kind of recap what we're expecting. Storms are over the metro right now. I'm actually going to show you a different model. I'm going to show you our graph model. That was the HRRR model. Here we go, the graph model. I like this one a little bit better. It shows the storms over the metro area right now. Let's push it out to 2:30 this afternoon, moving through Covington, Peachtree City, Thomaston, Eatonton, arriving there as well. And then by 4 o'clock today, we'll see that those storms are coming to an end, and dry weather starts to move back in as we get towards the evening commute. And then we should see dry weather sticking around all throughout the day on Saturday. So no warnings right now, but we're tracking these strong, intense thunderstorms with some gusts to 40 miles per hour. Intense cloud to ground lightning possible in a few of them, and also that potential for some gusty winds to 40 miles per hour and heavy rainfall. Still just special weather statements coming out. Not any warnings on these, but something we're watching very closely for you. We'll have our next extended update coming up at the bottom of the hour at 2:30. And if we do get any warnings, where we're talking about severe warnings, or of course tornado warnings will be on Real TV, but severe warnings will pop back on here on 11 Live Plus if that happens before 2:30. We'll see you then.